Welcome back, good friends. I'm back at the Lebanon Auto Auction. Guys, before we get started, I just want to share something in case you're into flipping cars. You want to be aware what time of the year it is, who's looking for cars, what situation they're in, and why. So the reason I say that, this is the time right before tax season. And you got to kind of take into consideration what people would get back in taxes and what they're going to be willing to spend on vehicles, and also what time of year it is. It is crazy cold here with a lot of snow up in the Northeast, and that can last into, well, through March, into April. I have pictures at the shop of heavy snows in April. So I want to add a couple cheaper trucks to the fleet. And we're talking about something with a little bit higher mileage, 160, 170. It doesn't have to be a perfect vehicle. Something somebody can pick up quickly and easily with the assist of their tax return and get out there and be able to use it in the inclement weather that we have around here. So just being cognitive of what time of year it is, who's going to be purchasing, and what situation they're going to be in leads me to the Lebanon Auto Auction today. Why? Lebanon Auto Auction is a place where cars come, where vehicles are traded in for to use lots, where as contrast, the carriage trade is where you want to go for vehicles that have been traded in for new cars. So they're going to be a little bit better shape, a little bit lower mileage, and there are deals to be had everywhere. And then, of course, there's IAA and Copart, where there's a mixed bag of everything to go through. So I want to kind of sort things out and come to Lebanon Auto Auction today for a few cheaper trucks, if we can find any. I'm sitting in one right now. It's a gorgeous vehicle. Let's take a look at it. So here we have a 2016 Chevy Silverado. You can see the shape that the paint's in. You want to look down below here for some rust. You do have scratches. That's going to be normal wear and tear, and it would be fun to take care of on videos. There's some PDR work right there. That's no problem. Want to look at the tires? Well, it's going to need some. No question about it. So you got to keep that into consideration. You also want to look at the frame. That doesn't look bad compared to what I see. It's not even scaled yet. In this area, that's what you got to look for. Shape of the wheels. Are they curved? Well, like I said, it needs tires all the way around. Keep that in mind. Relatively straight, except for down here. It's going to need a door. This here you can get with PDR, believe it or not. I'll show you how to do that one of these days. None of that scares me, especially if you can get it for the right price. Take a look inside. This is not a lot of room back here. I'm not sure what extended cab, I guess, would be the best way to put it. Not bad. This is actually quite clean. Let's hop in and start it up. Well, we do have a battery that's a little low, but it does start up. It has 160-some thousand miles, which is right up my alley. Somebody was taking care of it at some point. It's a little overdue for a service. Very low on, okay. Yeah, all right. No, we don't need to do that. So it is very low on fuel, so I'm going to shut it right back off again. Everything's working, the radio works, heat works, everything's going to work on this thing. Let's try that. Well, I'm glad I did that, because that switch is about ready to go. How about that one over there? So we have a switch on the driver's side door. I know the heat works. I just can't keep it running too much longer. I don't want it to run out of fuel. There's others that want to take a look at that. And unlike some that come through here, I try to be courteous to everybody, give them a chance to have a fair look at all these vehicles. Some of these, I guess people, if you want to call them, come out here, they'll hide the keys. They'll come in with their OBD2 and trip codes or ignition modules so you can't start them. Run the battery dead, leave stuff on. So that, just all kinds of real goofy tricks to keep you from viewing the vehicle like you should, to keep you from bidding on them. To me, that pisses me off, and I'll bid on them on purpose just to bid them up, because I can't stand people like that. In my older age, you tend to put up with less and less. Anyways, let's take a look under the hood. So here we have a 5.7 liter V8, 5.3, I'm not sure. But you want to pull the cap, and it looks a little frothy in there. I don't like that. Let's pull the dipstick. I've seen worse, but it is definitely overdue. That AC Delco over there has to be replaced. Definitely getting low. Other than that, put that on the watch list. How about an 04 Dodge Dakota? Haven't seen one of these in a long time. This is the SXR, I believe. Has some dings here and there, but it's like a purplish kind of color, would look really good if it's brought out right. Has the bed liner, well, filled with snow. Tires are very, yeah, they're used. You need all 4 tires. Paint could use a little help. Other than that, it's really not too bad. Let's see if we can take a look inside. Wow, the interior is not even really that dirty. Not bad. Let's hop in the other side. It is inspected until next year, a couple months into next year. Seat's not really torn up. Aftermarket older stereo. Key is in it, but it's dead. So I'll have to call for a jump. Well, if I can get this running and hear it, this might go on the list. Guys, you might notice when I'm in here viewing vehicles, my voice gets soft at times. I'm also trying to be courteous of those that are here viewing cars besides me. It's not just all about me. I have to keep, the volume down because some come in groups of 2, 3, and 4 looking at these vehicles as a team. Maybe they're a business of 2, 3, or 4 partners, who knows? And they need to communicate amongst each other. And I don't want to be out here shouting and disturbing what they're trying to do. As long as they don't disturb me, I won't disturb them. So if it gets kind of quiet, I will adjust the volume when I'm editing these videos. If not, just turn up the volume until I get to a different part of the field or the lot or whatever. I'm just trying to be courteous to others. I'm sorry if it gets a little harder for you to hear though, so I just wanted to let you know that. But the purplish root beer colored Dodge Dakota will go on the list. Let's see what else we can find. How about a 2012 Chevy Colorado? This is 4-wheel drive. It's a smaller one. Extended cab. All tires need to be replaced. It does have scaling on the frame, guys, and then you can see somebody did paint over that. Guys, some things I like to stay clear of. Protecting the frame is fine if you're using the right stuff. If you're using that rubberized crap you find at AutoZone, I'm gonna run from it. When you spray that on there, that'll lock in moisture and it causes more problems than helps. If you get the right stuff like Eastman, and there's plenty of other protectants for metals and frames, I'm fine with that, but you just have to be careful, guys. The keys should be in the Colorado here. Yes. Has a fob, it has the keys. Let's see if this thing starts, see if we have any juice. Nope, no juice whatsoever. Gonna need a jump for this one as well. So I'm not sure what the mileage is going to be for this one. This one has been at other auctions, so need to be Mountville. So it's from a lot. I need to be cognitive that this is probably its third or fourth run through an auction. Commercial use, maybe for a township or something, but very basic. But this would be something, you know, somebody could pick up very cheap. I'll put it on the list after I get it running and hear it run. Little 3.7 liter. Let's check under the cap here. No frothiness. Transmission, oil. I've seen worse. But besides the scaliness on the frame, even the hood prop is rusted. Another Dodge Dakota. This one here is beefed up a little bit, and it is inspected, freshly inspected. I can see they have a rhino kind of liner speckled on the plastics. Bumper rusted through. Other than that, frame doesn't look too bad. No, not bad at all. As you can see, trade in for a used lot. No, that's in good shape. Take a look inside. What do we got here? Headlight conversion kit. Seats are okay. Let's hop on in. We have an aftermarket JVC. We got keys. Are we going to be 50-50 with power and juice? Oh, we got some juice. Let's start it up. No check engine light, but we got 221,000 miles. So you should be able to get, hey, fires up. You should be able to get this for a decent price. I'll watch it. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's aftermarket exhaust as well. I do like the fact that it's freshly inspected and everything underneath looks good. Yep. Front. It's back. This one's going to go on the list as well. Let's take a look under the hood. So this one's definitely more attractive with the 5.7 liter V8 Magnum. As long as it has been cared for. And it does show that with the inspection, but the thing is, I don't see any sticker up here as to the last time it was serviced, so I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. So we have more vehicles arriving, and they will throughout the afternoon and evening. It doesn't start the auction until 6:30. That is going to do it for today, good friends. Yeah, this is a visit that I'm looking for just all trucks for the reason I stated at the beginning of the video. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, leave them down in the comment section. If these videos are enjoyable, give them a thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when we have new content available. I'll catch you guys in the next video.